This presentation is an adventure into the realm of morality, deontology versus utilitarianism. A man takes a sick child on a visit to the doctor only to receive terrible news. His son has contracted a deadly illness and is given only mere days to live. There is only one thing that can save the child's life, a very expensive drug called Cure-It-All. The father inquires about the drug and is shocked at the ridiculous cost of the drug. Uncaring, the doctor insists that is the price to be paid whether you are broke or not. The father pleads for mercy, but the doctor refuses to budge on the price of the treatment. Crushed and lost in his thought, the father is faced with a moral dilemma. He could either accept his child's fateful and untimely death due to his lack of wealth, despite how young the child is, or the father could easily steal the life-saving drug that is sitting in a cabinet mere inches away from him, knowing the doctor's bank account won't suffer hardly at all. While pondering this difficult decision, the philosopher Immanuel Kant appears beside him. Kant goes on to explain his view of morality to the father. He shows that one should act based on duty, which is referred to as deontology, and that actions should be performed based on the right intentions and nothing else. This leads to his idea of a categorical imperative. The categorical imperative states that one's actions can only be justified if it could be turned into a maxim or universal law to be applied throughout the world. So Kant says the father should not steal the medication. If stealing the medication were to become a maxim, many others would resort to stealing medication and healthcare would probably cease to exist at all. As inexplicable as Kant's entrance was, J.J.C. Smart suddenly appears in the room as well. Smart butts in to say that the only way to judge whether an action is morally correct is if the action maximizes the best consequences for the greatest number of people. This is based on maximizing happiness for everyone involved. This view is called utilitarianism. Smart claims that he should steal the medication, since the greatest good would be provided through saving the kid rather than the doctor affording yet another yacht. Kant comes back to say that there is more to morality than trying to maximize happiness. Essentially, consequences are not a proper criteria for morality, since they can't be controlled, and happiness also isn't a good criteria for morality, since an action leading to happiness does not necessarily mean that the action is just. Smart, in rebuttal to deontology, says that rules, intentions, duties, and so on don't really matter at all. What really matters are the consequences of one's actions, and one should act to make the best of those consequences. While Smart and Kant continue arguing, Dr. J shows up with fantastic news. The test was a false positive, and the kid will be just fine in a couple of days. The father leaves happily while Kant and Smart leave to battle the issues of morality elsewhere.